everybody. Welcome to Glow Growth and Development. This is Titus, and today we have a guest speaker, Brady Busby. He has the foundation ashleybusby.org website. Also, Healing Waters book is the book that he wrote, healingwatersbook.com. Hooksandfur.com is another foundation that he has. Also, keysaffordable.fishing.com. He is a fly fishing guide. Not only does he guide here in Colorado, but he also guides in other states. I believe he just came from a trip in Florida. Anyway, we have the special guest, Brady Busby, today, and he's going to go over his story.
It goes into my life. I was born in Texas, grew up in northern Arizona, moved to the Phoenix area when I was, 13, 14. And lived there until I was married and had Ashley. And shortly after that, I joined the military, and then I've been all over the world. We lived in New York, upstate New York. We lived in Georgia. I was in Texas for a long time. Lived in Korea for a year by myself, and then we lived in Germany, and I was retired out of Germany actually after my last tour in Afghanistan. And they gave me any place to retire to, and I picked Colorado Springs just because I love it here. Pikes Peak's right there. I was with 10 Special Forces Group, like I said, and I just love the area, so that's why we moved back here. It's called Healing Waters because I'm also an ambassador for Project Healing Waters, which is a nonprofit that takes disabled vets out fly fishing. So similar to Hooks and Fur, except Hooks and Fur is strictly for combat vets and as our participants. And we do different types of fishing and hunting. We're not kind of pigeonholed into just fly fishing for our veterans. But I'm still active in both organizations, very active in Project Healing Waters. I go once a week and tie flies to donate to the organization, and very active in mentoring other veterans and getting them out on the water, outdoors, which is the big thing. It's getting outside in the fresh air. Dealing with PTSD, I had a lot of issues where I would be in the house all the time, in my safe spot. So getting out is a big help with people with PTSD or post-traumatic stress in general.
Yeah. What would you say is, for myself, and say I had a friend that was always in their safe spot or in the house, what are some of the things that I could do to help them, encourage them to get out of the house? How could I, help them, get moving, right? Get the energy, get the blood pumping. What are some of the things that I could do?
Well, you personally can just take them out, just invite them out. In Colorado, especially, there's a lot of outdoor activities to get you out of the house. Fishing for me that's my go-to. I grew up fishing, and so getting back into fishing after I was retired was very healing for me. Gone through some pretty rough times, and fly fishing has really helped me get through those times. And just hiking, just being out in nature. We have the falls coming up, so all the trees are going to be turning, and next thing you know, we're going to have snow, and then that opens up a whole nother avenue for outdoor recreation when snow is on the ground. So there's a lot of organizations also out there that you could get them involved with to get them outside the house. Project Healing Waters is just one of many, but there's a lot that focus on the outdoor recreation and how beneficial it is to those that are stuck inside or dealing with post-traumatic stress.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you would say you've learned just going through your experience and your journey?
Um, I've learned that everyone's watching what I'm doing. um, Even especially nowadays, I've I've been in the media a few times, and I wrote the book, and I have a couple websites up, so people are very aware of what I'm doing, um, and I'm trying to focus all my energy I can into family and friends and the foundation for my daughter, the Ashley Busby Foundation, um, the book Healing Waters, and then Hooks and Fur as my latest nonprofit venture. Um, but yeah, all of that, it's all good stuff.
Yeah,
But
it is good stuff. It is good stuff. I know I found you on LinkedIn, and I don't know what it was as far as your fishing or the book, or you might have done a little clip on your daughter's story, and I read that, and I think I went to your website and got a little bit more in depth of this on the story side of things, and I don't know. I just once I read it, I was like, man, he's got a story that I want to hear, and two, there's somebody out there that needs to hear his story that they're in a spot, they're in the place, they're in some, they're going through something, and they're going to need to hear this story, and you have something for them, an encouraging word, a little bit of, strength to get up through another day. Whatever that is, there's somebody out there that needs to know you and know more about you.
yeah, and that's another reason why I wrote the book is to get my story out, but also to help others going through some hard times. Like I said, I've been through some rough, unimaginable things that I can't imagine other people going through, but there are people that go through similar or worse things than I've been through. And hopefully some of the things that I've done and uh, things that I try to do inspire others and, uplift people rather than, you know, just let them sit in their own thoughts pretty much.
That can be a tough place to be, right? If you get up into here and you just get into that, and it's just that whirlpool or that cycle, and it's just over and over and over, and you repeat it. You really mindset. That's one of the things with glow growth and development. The first thing is mental mindset, and
Yes.
changing the story that we talk to, that we tell ourselves, changing the paradigms that we believe, because there's a lot of junk and that we keep up here, that we can keep up here, the emotional baggage, and really doing a house cleaning can really do wonders.
Yes, definitely. You know, getting inside your head's not the or getting outside of your head is not the easiest thing to do. But like I said, through some of these things, through art, outdoors, um, reading, just getting along with others, they're all good things to help get you outside of your head and get you moving.
So I know you on your website. That's where I read a little bit of the story as far as your daughter is concerned. Do you want to go into a little bit more detail or depth as far as kind of how she got into that situation, or
I can.
where it started?
Yeah, my Ashley was born in Arizona, and she bounced around all over the world. Um, she has a little sister, Emma, and they're best friends all over. We were in Germany when they were tiny, and um, in Georgia and in New York, and had a military family life. Every 3 years they were moving, so the girls were really close. Um, when she got to be a teenager, um, she started to get bullied a little bit, and she really internalized that. And I think the deployments really affected her um, negatively. And when I was retired and we moved back to Colorado, um, some things happened here in Colorado that changed her dramatically. There was a supposed friend of hers that sexually assaulted her. And so she spent 3 years uh, dealing with that and going through some really hard times. Um, and the last time I saw her, I was checking on her before she had school the next day. She was in her first year of college, and she was really struggling. And she didn't have her license yet. She made the mistake of driving through our garage when she had a permit, and so that was kind of traumatic for her. So I drove her every day to school, um, being retired, and even when I was in college, I worked my schedule around driving my girls to school and picking them up every day. And um, so it was really hard when when she died by suicide. I was the last one of the last people to talk to her, and I was able to tell her I loved her. But yeah, the day it happened, um, yeah, my wife's the one that found her, and her. Normally, I'm on so many medications to sleep that I don't wake up, and that morning I did to her screams, and since then our life's been upside down. But you know, through the book and through our work with the Ashley Busby Foundation and getting sharing her with the world through her artwork and through her stories and her life, we're trying to help others and help them to realize things in their life, and hopefully see that they'll see blessings in their life and we won't have another suicide. um, Something that can be helped, especially here in Colorado. They have one of the highest suicide rates in the country. Um, so my wife and I and my daughter, we're all very active in suicide awareness. And like I said, Ashley was an artist. We have an art show coming up next month, uh, where we're going to
Tell us
showcase
about
some
it.
of her. Yeah, we're going to showcase some of her artwork. Um, it is at the end of September, and we're going to have it here in Colorado Springs. That's the 21st of Saturday, the 21st of September. We're having an art show for her, the Ashley Busby Memorial Art Show, and it's going to be up here off of Powers and Briargate Parkway area. There's a real estate office that we're having the art show in. And so if anyone wants to learn more about that, just send me an email, brady.busby@gmail.com, and I'll send them the invite. Or we've talked to a few different organizations, so we're going to try to spread the word a little more, to get some people out and show off my daughter's artwork. And she left us with a lot of work, um, and some of it is lighthearted and happy, and some of it's not. And um, all of it's beautiful though. And
So, what would you tell the fathers that are watching this? What would you tell those fathers in regards to their children and their daughters? What would you say to them?
hug them and give them a kiss, tell them you love them, you know, just cherish them, because you know, those blessings can be gone in an instant, and know that, you know, they are blessings to have those people in your life and have children. And yeah, just give them a strong hug and tell them you love them, and go from there. I mean,
Yeah.
there's nothing to really argue about. There's nothing out there that they have done that is worth, you know, ostracizing them or having a bad relationship with your kids. You just gotta push through it and love them. So that's my
Yeah.
advice. My advice to fathers out there.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Two, you mentioned the word bullying. Um, do you, can we touch on that topic a little bit? And,
Yeah, bullying,
um,
like, kids are the worst these days. I mean, we had bullying back when I was in school, but when I was in school, I got bullied. I beat the crap out of the bully, and then no one bullied me anymore. And you know, that's not how it works these days. uh,
no.
you know, you can go to jail for something like that. So, um, yeah, kids are mean. Just they say mean things. They deal with an amount of pressure that we don't understand because they're bombarded with all this stuff that we didn't have when we were growing up, just social media. Um, so kids are mean. They'll, if
Yeah.
you're different and if you're a nice person and you have, you know, not a mean bone in your body, you'll be a target. Because I mean, my daughter Ashley was, you know, the sweetest girl ever, and she had a target on her back, and she just would take it and internalize the feelings. And yeah, kids are
Yeah.
mean.
And
So
I guess what I would say is if someone is bullying you, to speak up, right?
yeah,
If
speak
you
up.
see somebody being a bully, speak up. Um,
Exactly.
you know, protect and help the other person that might be being bullied, or if it's you, speak up and ask for help, or don't don't be quiet about it.
Yeah. And
We shouldn't accept it. It's not acceptable.
no, it is not acceptable. And you know, you can always tell your parents, you can tell a teacher, you can tell there's someone out there willing to listen to you. Um, you're never alone. The kids are never alone. They always have someone to talk to. And on our foundation website, we have a lot of resources for suicide awareness, for hotlines that people need to call, resources that for families and people going through hard times can use. And that's on one of our other websites, ashleybusby.org, and that's our family foundation, the Ashley Busby Foundation website. So I have three websites. I have the Ashley Busby Foundation. I have Hooks and Fur, which is hooksandfur.com, and that um, myself and John Fire put together. Um, and then the healingwatersbook.com, and that's for my book that I wrote last year after Ashley passed away. So I got my iron in a few fires, I guess you would say. For
Do you
someone
have
being
any other?
retired, for someone
Yeah,
being
right.
retired, I'm pretty busy.
Pretty busy. Do you have any other projects you're starting up or working on?
Well, the Hooks and Fur is a new. It's taken a lot of my time up. It's a new adventure. Um, you know, the nonprofit world is interesting, so you know I have lots of ideas and lots of people to help, but funding, you know, is always, you know, an issue getting off the
Sure.
ground. So we have a new ambassador who's going to help us with funding, and we have a few trips coming up that we're going to look for some sponsors for. We already have some good sponsors like Vortex Optics, Phoenix Fish and Supply, Sportsman's Warehouse. We're trying to get some King's Camo, and we already have optics for like their rifles and stuff when we go hunting. We're able to gift or to donate a couple of fishing rod combos on the last trip to Key Largo that we talked about. So biggest fish, smallest fish. We're coming up at the end of September. We have a hunt down in northern Arizona, predator hunt we're having 3 combat vets go out on that hunt. And then in January, we have another hunt in Kansas. That came about by a guide trip I was on, and the guy I was guiding was so fascinated with hooks and fur that he wanted to host a group out to his property in Kansas to do some predator hunting. So, and in March of next year, we have another fishing trip. This time it's out of Tampa. We're going to do an inshore fishing tournament with 3 boats, 9 combat vets, and we're gonna have like a dinner and the whole fishing tournament thing. My friend Parker, he runs a fantasy fishing camp for kids, and so we're gonna partner up and throw a tournament on for some combat vets there in Tampa, Florida. So all lots of stuff going on, but it's keeping me busy for sure.
Yeah, that's great. So you briefly mentioned your email address if somebody wanted to get an invite to the art show at the end in September. You want to go through your email address again?
Yeah, my email address is brady.busby, so BRADY BUSBY @gmail.com. And
okay.
That will get me the info, and I'll send everything out, everything I have, if I can help in any way, not just the art show, but if anyone's struggling and needs just someone to talk to, they can email me as well.
Yeah. There's once you get as busy as you are, typically somebody to contact you needs to go through a couple receptionists and a couple filters, and it's pretty awesome that you are still as available as you are with as much as you've got going on. That's pretty incredible.
I think, yeah. I got a lot going on, but like I said, I'm retired, so I got some spare time on my hands too.
Gotcha. Yeah, right. Yeah, stay busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the story or tell us about?
No, just if anyone's out there and they're hurting, there are organizations out there to help you. And if mine is one of them, then hopefully I can help you out as well. So
that's awesome. Well, Brady, I really do appreciate your time, man. It's been awesome to chat with you, and we'll be putting this out there for people to watch, and we'll be making an impact in the world and letting people know about what you're doing as far as the foundation and the art show and the hunting and the hooks and fur. And so anyway, I wanted to say thank you very much for your time, and you have an incredible rest of the day.
All right. Thank you, Titus.
You're very welcome. You have a great day.
All right. I'll talk to you later.